If you don't do or know these three things, you are going to struggle with marketing for your small business. Guys, it's Dami from Clientele Boosters. Today, I want to talk about 3 mistakes you're making with your marketing and sales and how to fix them. So the first thing that you must know, and I learned this more so, I've been hammered with information from this, obviously from the great Alex Hormozy, is your LTV and your CAC. So LTV is your lifetime value for each client, and your CAC is your cost per acquisition, right? So the mistake that most people make is, especially when they start generating their first professional services primarily, or even e-commerce, the mistake that they make is they don't know how much it costs to get a new customer or a new client. So every day or every month, it's kind of the flywheel of, I'm just going to do a lot of hard work, but I'm not really going to be sure of how to predictably measure that work. I can tell you off the bat, okay, our average client's going to stick with us for 10 to 12 months, and they're going to spend anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 on average with us. And that's because we do a 3-month minimum. In the first 3 months, we're going to get them enough wins where they're going to want to stay with us on average for another 9 to 12 months. Boom. My cost per acquisition in many cases is free because of our team is really, really good when it comes to outbound sales. I am still the primary salesperson, but then once we hire another salesperson, we push paid ads to him, then I can tell you that the cost per acquisition could be $1,000 per deal closed. So if that's 1,000 invested to get 15K, then that's a 15x ROI. Like, I know all of those stats. I just gave you some of the stats about my agency, right? But it's going to be really hard for you to scale predictably month on month or quarter after quarter unless you know what your lifetime value for each client is and your also cost per acquisition. The great thing that I can do is when I go into demos with people or I'm presenting, some of the final slides that I'm like, all right, let's get to the money. I'm like, first of all, these are stats of my company. Let me get naked for a second. Let me show you how I am, the internal operations and the moving parts of my business, because I can show them what my lifetime value is and why they're not going to think that I'm just another agency that's going to churn and burn them. When our churn is also sub 10%. Right? So that's the first thing you must know. The second thing, this is important, is not being omnipresent. So I learned this from Robert Greene and some other business books as well. The person that covers the most, so if you look at business resembling war, the person that covers the most ground the most efficiently wins. So there's a lot of businesses, whether you're in hospitality or junk removal or coaching, and they're like, I make the most of my clicks or likes or views come from Instagram. So I don't have to touch TikTok. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, you need to make sure that you are easily visible on a variety of platforms. Ty Lopez said something in an interview I had with him earlier in the year. You can look at that in the YouTube catalog or just type up Dami Okudara and Ty Lopez, talk about mega communities. And he said that, you got to use all parts of your body, your hands, your legs, your eyes, your ears. You're not going to just use just the hands. So it's the same with marketing. Use cold email, use paid ads, use social media, do cold calling, go to events. You need to do everything. And then again, if you link everything back to step number 1, which is cost per acquisition and LTV, you're able to now delineate, okay, so when I go to 5 events, I end up closing 2. I know that if I go to an event, I'll on average sign up 2 clients for most of the events I attend. So if I attend 1 event every 2 months, I know that, okay, out of a quarter, I would probably sign up 2 or 3 clients just from the events that I attend, whether it's in Gold Coast, Sydney, New Zealand, Bali, or whatever, right? So these are the stats that I know about my company, which is why, I'm about to clear some pretty big numbers in our agency, and why a lot of people at the end of the day are stuck. So those are a few things that you need to do. Now, the third thing, and this is important, I'm looking now because I want to get this right, is not doing the basics. So a lot of people make their business so much more complicated than it is. It's like at the end of the day, you're convincing someone to buy a product or a service of yours. So even for me, like at the multi-6-figure level that we're at with our agency, it's like I still cold call. I still cold email. Like, I don't care. I will rock up. I will cold call someone, book an appointment for us to meet at their office. I'll bring my computer with my briefcase and I'll be like, great, nice to meet you. How are you? And other people in the office can listen to me pitch this guy. The basics. Just because maybe a lot of your leads come in online or a lot of your inquiries are word of mouth doesn't mean you should not be doing the basics. So always stick to the basics, especially if you're in the early stages, because as things get more complex and you're bringing people in, they should have an easier time sliding into your company because the basics are outlined in a very succinct and easy to digest way. Okay, so those are 3 quick things. The first thing you need to do is make sure you know your lifetime value per client or per customer or whichever, and your cost per acquisition, right? And of course, you also need to make sure that you are omnipresent across a variety of domains with your marketing and sales approaches. And of course, the third and final thing make sure you are sticking to the basics. If you do these three things, I can assure you, you're going to crush a lot more of your competition in a lot more of a predictable and less stressful way. Now, are road bumps still going to occur? Absolutely. If you want help with those road bumps, you can click the link below. There's some information about how we help people build mega communities where we've helped extra business owners make an extra $100K to $1 million. In some cases, we've made people an extra $100K in less than 7 weeks. So we have a really cool program there. If you want to learn more about that, then click the link below. But ultimately, start with those 3 steps. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. And always think mega. Peace.